listening to Loud on the Set with Kyle and James.
A level-headed movie critic meets a loudmouth movie cynic.
And action! All right, welcome back to the show. My name is Kyle.
This is James.
And James, what are we doing today?
Cold calls.
Ooh, here they come again. Brr. An icy cold call wind is coming. Part 2.
Part 2, second time we're doing it.
Part 2. Let's call some more people up and see how this goes.
All right, unscripted again.
It went well the first time, so let's see if people still answer us.
Yeah, come on, people. Be home.
All right, here we go. Maybe I'll call my dad, see what he's up to.
Excellent.
So while I'm getting him on the phone, you can look at who you want to get up next, and we'll see if my dad answers. He works late, so we'll see if he's
What's your dad's name?
if he's off work. Jim.
Is he a Jimbo?
He's I don't know. I think he's been called every name in the book by this point. So involving Jim. Hey, Dad, what's happening?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. What are you up to?
Just resting.
Just resting. Well, you're on live, Loud on the Set with Kyle and James. I got my buddy James here. Say hi, James.
Hey, Mr. Forster, how you doing? Hello?
Are you still there?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
here.
Wait now a little bit. Wait a minute.
James called you Mr. Foster, which I thought was hilarious.
Gotta show respect, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I got my buddy James here. He's hanging out with me. We're making a podcast.
Okay.
Cool. So what's the I'm curious, what's the last movie you've watched recently?
Oh, God.
You seen anything?
Young Frankenstein.
Oh, that's a good one. Have you seen Young Frankenstein, James?
I have not, no.
I'm not
familiar
seen
with
Young
it.
Frankenstein?
Nope.
All right. Have you seen the original Frankenstein?
No.
Wow. Okay. Young Frankenstein's the Mel Brooks. Have you seen any Mel Brooks, James?
A couple.
A couple,
Spaceballs.
yeah. Spaceballs? Oh, Dad, you like Spaceballs, don't you?
Sure.
You like... Oh, man, I love Spaceballs.
When
Endlessly quotable.
did Spaceballs come out? Does anybody know?
Mid-80s.
Which
Definitely.
one was it?
Spaceballs. Did you see it in the theater when it came out?
Baseball. Oh, you mean
Spaceballs, the Mel Brooks.
Spaceballs.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I went to the theater for that.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
You've seen it, right?
Yeah, I love it.
James likes it.
I love it.
James, you got any questions for my dad?
Sure. Where do you live, Mr. Forster? Are you back in Ohio?
Back in Ohio.
All right, so we got
Back in Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus, Ohio.
Are you born and raised there?
Born and raised in Lake County, Ohio.
Wow.
So that's up north by the lake. So we were just talking about Major League when with James's brother. They were trying to go see Major League when it was released in the theater, and they got turned away because it was rated R and they were too young.
Oh, yeah.
But you lived through the Cleveland Indians' struggles, and how big of a lift was Major League for the Cleveland Indians community?
It was really good because I can't remember the years, but it was fairly well timed because shortly thereafter the Indians got really good for a few years and went to the series twice.
All right. So they got
They lost to Atlanta.
They lost. So they got some
They
mojo
lost
at
to
least.
Atlanta, last game, last inning, last run.
Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
Both
man.
times.
Where's Willie Mays Hayes when you need him, right?
It was a lot of baseball and it was a lot of fun.
That's so cool. So what's your favorite line from Major League?
What's my favorite line in Major League?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I can say it on the air.
James says a lot of things on the air.
Yeah.
It's got to be something about Jobu, right?
Yeah. Hey, bartender, the little guy needs another one.
Yeah.
Set him up again or something.
There's some amazing lines in that.
I personally like when Charlie Sheen shows up to the fancy restaurant when they all go out to eat and they're dressed up after a big win and he's wearing a dinner jacket but the sleeves are ripped off and everybody looks at him and he turns and he goes, I feel like a banker in this.
That's a good one.
Excellent.
Do you have any movies upcoming or any favorite movies that you've watched recently? Any favorite movies you've reflected on?
I can't bring anything up right away.
All right, I have a question for you. What
Okay.
is the first movie you remember taking Kyle to see in the theater when he was a little boy?
That's a good question.
Oh man, boy, that is a good one.
Or a good memory of a young Kyle at the movies.
Trying to think.
I think that I don't know if I've mentioned it on the podcast before, but when we saw Toy Story at the drive-in, that might have been one of
Oh God, of course.
my earliest
Oh yeah, that was
ones.
the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we put Kyle in the back of the truck, and then every time Buzz Lightyear got ready to say something, Kyle would push the button on his doll, and it would say that.
I had it perfectly timed with the button and the line that was
exactly
going
when
on.
he pushed the button there.
That was good. Is that drive-in still around?
Nah, finally bit the dust. It's up there in Delaware where a lot of the development is now.
Oh,
It was one of the last ones to go, though.
Yeah, that's kind of
They really held on to it for a long time.
that's a bygone era now with Netflix and all those things pumping movies right into your room. Nobody's going to the drive-in anymore.
No.
I have one more.
Took one on the south end,
Yeah.
but it's not very. It's not a pleasant place to be. Kind of a rough neighborhood.
Yeah. I got one more question for you. If you had to pick only one snack you could ever get at the movies ever again, what would it be?
Oh man. It would have to be Goobers.
Goobers. That's a good one. Okay, so I lied. I have one more question. Do you have any favorite movie-going memories growing up yourself? Any good going to the movies memories?
Oh yeah, a whole bunch.
What's your favorite
one
one?
time, first time I saw Gone with the Wind, my mom was a Gone with the Wind freak, so she dragged me to that when I was about 7.
How'd that
I didn't
go?
know it was 4 hours. So, the first 2 hours, I made it through the first 2 hours, and then the intermission came up, and we got up to walk up to the mezzanine to rest. And I thought, oh, good, we get to go home now. And then we went back to our seat, and then I just fell asleep for the rest of the movie. And I think I woke up when they were blowing up Atlanta or something.
You got all the
That was pretty
exposition
funny.
and you missed the climax of the film. That's funny. All right. Well, thank you for being on the show, Dad. I appreciate you allowing us to grab a couple minutes of your resting time.
Cool, man.
All right, Mr. Forster, take it easy.
Okay, see you guys.
See ya.
All right.
All right.
Kyle, your dad's so laid back. You know?
It's just chill. He probably worked his ass off today. He's probably just woke him up on the couch or something.
That's
All right,
Ohio, huh?
Yeah, that's what it is. Do you have somebody to end on?
My last call.
All right, last call
is
for
going
this
to
one.
be someone very special.
Oh, somebody special.
Let's see if she picks up.
Oh,
wait.
he's calling me. How weird.
What? Okay. While the phone is ringing, let me tell you something. My brother sent me a text. Hello? Hey, you're on speakerphone because you're on loud on the set with Kyle and James, honey baby.
Hi.
Honey baby. I've never heard any such words come out of this man's mouth before. I'm assuming this is your wife.
Yes.
Good assumption. How you doing?
That is the best assumption.
All right, wait. First of all, you get off speakerphone because you're already on speakerphone. We can't have double speakerphone here. So put the thing on regular, but don't hold it up to your head. I'm afraid of the radiation. Just like Zoolander's. Just like Zoolander's dad. All right, just take it off speakerphone.
I'm off.
All right. See how much clearer that is? You see that?
Just because you're married doesn't mean you get to boss her around, James.
All right, honey baby. First question I have
This
for
is
you.
Lila, by the way, for those
Yes,
of you
this is Lila.
that don't know.
Lila, this has come up on the podcast before, but I'm bringing it up because we're doing cold calls and we just need things to talk about, and it's very unstructured. So I'll just say this movie title and you react. You ready?
Oh no, I know exactly what you're gonna say. Go ahead.
Brokeback Mountain. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
That was a very
knew it.
heavy sigh.
Because I knew exactly. I don't know what the sigh was more for, my reaction to the movie or my knowing, like my predictability of exactly what he's going to say to me.
We've been married for a long time. No, I'm
Yeah.
kidding. All right, Kyle. I'll defer to you, Kyle.
Okay, I
Talk
have a couple questions. So, what are some of your favorite movies to watch with James?
Oh, okay. Well, at the risk of embarrassing James and making him tell another Love Actually story,
Oh man, those are good though.
we have a yearly tradition where around the holidays we watch Love Actually.
Oh, that's public knowledge.
Yeah.
That was in our episode 3 rom-coms.
Yeah. So.
Oh, you talked about the Carol Singers, but you didn't say, well, you said, yeah, you watch it with your loved ones.
Yeah.
But you didn't say Honey Baby.
Oh yeah, it's true. Were you even married at that point?
No.
Spoiler alert for everybody. I want to tell this story because this is funny. James just disappeared one day and said he was going on vacation or something. Just disappears. And then comes back from what I understood was New York, was his cover or anything. I don't even know if he really went there. And he comes back with a ring on his finger and he got married and didn't even tell anybody about it. Just out of the blue. What's all that about, Lila?
I supported his decision. I think I even met you while we were engaged and was, complicit in the omission.
Wow.
In the cover-up.
You guys are very interesting. Yeah, a lot of people like to, tell people about that and get stoked, but James is a pretty shy individual about his personal life here,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Well, back to the point.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
was around before then, so even if he didn't mention it, even if we weren't married in the podcast at that point, we still had that tradition. So
Yes.
So how long have you guys been together pre now, this moment?
I
Now.
thought we were talking about movies. What is this?
Oh, this
We've
is
been
more-
together 5 years.
This is more fun.
5 years.
Okay, 5 years. So during that span, did you guys ever go on any dates to the movie theater?
Yeah.
Oh, what's your favorite date memory to the movie theater?
Well, I got one. This is very funny. It's very fitting for the podcast. But one of the first movies we saw together, if you want to call it a date,
I do.
is there was a place in Ecuador
Oh.
that
Right,
allowed
it's a
you
date.
that allowed you to that allowed you to essentially, believe it or not, rent a bootleg movie.
Oh my god.
And then
Oh,
rent
yeah.
out a little private room and watch it on a very comfortable sofa, because again, not everybody has comfortable sofas, big screen TVs. So this guy created a business where you can essentially, for like $10 or whatever it is, rent out a little private room with a nice little sofa and a big flat screen TV, and you get to pick one of his bootleg movies off the wall and watch it in a comfortable scenario. And we watched Religulous, Bill Maher.
Oh man.
Remember that?
And you could bring your own food.
Yeah, and you could bring your own food. You just rented a room,
I
essentially.
think you might have just sicked Interpol on this guy and his local Ecuador business.
It's totally, it would never fly anywhere else. It's unbelievable what you can get away with.
That's amazing.
Yeah. But Lila, I want you to comment to Kyle on a serious note. Tell him about some of the Arab films we've seen. In particular, I want to make a push for Omar, right?
So why don't you talk about it? What
All
do
right,
you need for?
Lila is...
I'm just kidding.
All right, go.
I like to drag James to a lot of international films, namely Arab films.
Good.
And he always acts like he's not going to like it, but then at the end is usually like not letting me get a word in about how great they were. He wants me to talk about Omar, which was a Palestinian film that we saw, I guess, almost 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
And just, I don't want to spoiler alert, even though I don't think it was on, like the next I've got to see it movie list for anyone in the room or anyone listening. But it's a fantastic film. It's just documenting some of the it's not like based on a true story necessarily, but it's probably a compilation of true stories.
Okay.
And just the intricacies of being a young Palestinian male in the occupied territories and trying to lead a normal life, but getting caught up in bad groups of people, then getting caught up with Israeli agents, and a very surprised ending, very great film. Another film I took them to see, which if I can, try to get your audience to watch more Arab films, which are fantastic films.
Do it.
Wajda was a film based in Saudi Arabia, and I think it was the first film by a female Saudi Arabian director, and it documents the life of a woman and her daughter, and the issues that she has, that she never gave her husband a son, and her issues with infertility. And so, there's kind of parallel storylines between the woman and her husband, and then the young girl and her quest for a bike, and how a young girl riding a bike is seen as improper, but the painstaking lengths that the young girl goes through to get a bike. So it's a fantastic film, emotional, had me in tears at the end. James loved it.
Did James cry?
No. He can call me honey baby and be sweet, but he's not much of a crier.
Okay.
But
unless it's Patrick Swayze, then it'll just go to pieces.
Oh yeah.
All right. The next thing I want you to comment on, because Kyle doesn't really know this stuff, is how do I make you feel sometimes in the theater, the way I act?
Oh, he won't shut up, and it embarrasses me. I mean, like at the Arab films, he's pretty quiet, and he's like, oh, look, I'm a minority now, and he's so proud of his like newfound minority status. But most of the other time, when we're at films made by old white guys, like all the superhero films he takes me to, he won't shut up. He like insults other people in the audience, and he insults the movie that there's something wrong. I'm just waiting for him to get his ass kicked, honestly, and I'll just pretend like I don't know him.
That does not surprise me at all, because I went and saw a baseball game with James. I guess we've seen a baseball game before we've seen a movie together.
Yeah.
And James yelled at like some 8-year-old kids that were playing with some noisemakers before the game had started. And this buffoon over here goes, "Hey, shut the hell up! What are you kids doing? Cut that shit up! Cut that out! Game hasn't even started yet."
Sounds like my husband.
It does.
Would talk to me like that.
Oh my God.
Oh, he's a special guy.
Yeah.
Well, that's. I'm glad you're giving him some culture in the film world. I know he's a worldly guy, but his film knowledge is extremely lacking. He's gotta pick up some slack here. Thank you for helping him
if you
out.
think his film knowledge is lacking, try going to a nice restaurant with him. But
Oh my God. All right, we're gonna cut this now. Thank you, Lila.
Oh, you're the best.
I love you.
I love you too. I'll see you soon, and yeah, you're gonna be on the show. You're on the show.
I'm on the show.
All
and
right.
I'm off now.
One day we'll get you in the studio. All right.
Excellent.
All right.
All right.
Bye,
Good
guys.
talking to you.
Bye.
Bye, babe.
Okay, and I should call. All right, I'm gonna call up my aunt here. She's we've gone and seen so many movies in the past, and she is an absolute cinephile. I always
Nice.
get a chance to talk to her. So let's see what she's up to. Sandra.
I'll foster.
Sandy, what's going on? You are on live, loud on the set with Kyle and James. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
We're good. I got my buddy James here. Say hi, James.
Hi. Is this Aunt Sandra?
This
Yeah?
is Aunt Sandy.
Hey, Aunt Sandy.
Hey, my friends call me Nerp.
Nerp.
Nerp. Nerp alert. There she is. What's going on? What you doing?
Just watching Arachnophobia, Kyle.
Oh,
Thinking of you.
man.
Decent movie.
Yes. Look at that. We called somebody cold and they were watching a movie. What gets better than that? Oh, my God. I love Arachnophobia.
Wait, who stars in Arachnophobia? I don't remember. I saw it in the theater as a little kid. Who's in it?
Jeff Daniels and
John Goodman's in it.
John Goodman, who's awesome. I love him.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the worst John Goodman movie I ever saw?
What?
Does anybody remember that he played Babe Ruth in a movie called The Babe?
Yes.
Oh, it was fucking horrible. Oh, you don't mind if I curse. I curse all the time on the podcast. It was garbage, Kyle. It was garbage.
What did you think, Sandy?
Babe?
Yeah.
I didn't see the movie, but I just remember he played in it.
Yeah,
Oh,
you know,
okay.
imagine if you will, I'm a little kid. I want to see a movie about baseball. I didn't care about his behind-the-scenes life of like drinking, like boozing, and oh, it was terrible. All right, let's get back.
So Arachnophobia. What's your favorite part of Arachnophobia?
John Goodman, his character. I just love him because he's a total goofball, and he takes his job very seriously in a very humorous kind of way.
Oh, there's so many wonderful lines in that movie that he delivers about finding. I shall find the alleged arachnid, and I shall spritz him to kingdom come. He walks around with this spritzer, like spritzing all the spiders and stuff. Oh man, that's good. So Sandy, we have a lot of movie memories. You and I going to see movies and countless movies. So off the top of your head, do you have any favorite movie going experiences with me?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Guardians of the Galaxy is my favorite movie I ever saw with you, because it was a
Wow.
very poignant moment in our lives together, and it was a great movie that just blew me away. And every time I watch that movie, I think about you and me in the theater.
No, well, aren't I just all warm and fuzzy now?
Was this in Ohio?
Well, you should.
Yeah, this was in Ohio. Yeah, this was before I moved out here. So
right before you left, and I had to buy the DVD as soon as it was released, so I'd have it and I watch it, and I think of you and I in the theater. But I also bought the 3D films, so someday when I have a 3D TV, I can watch it and really get the full effect again.
Wow.
You know, Aunt Sandy, you should have called me up. I could have gotten you that movie for $1. I could have gotten you a bootleg version of it for $1. I'm sure you paid like 30 at Best Buy. At Best Buy or some shit.
Hey, it was worth full price to bring back memories of me and Kyle.
All right, that's priceless.
You're all
That's
softy.
priceless.
Okay, you got to give us something embarrassing or more than that. Now, James, do you have any questions?
All right, let's see. What has been your favorite podcast of Loud on the Set to date?
My favorite one is when you reviewed The Martian, because I thought you guys were like spot on, because I read the book and watched the movie, and I had similar feelings about it, and Kyle and I talked about that just last night.
Yeah, a
or
couple
the night
days ago.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as soon as I heard your podcast, I meant to email you guys and share some thoughts about it.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, next question I have for you is, do you have any suggestions for any future podcasts?
Oh, great question.
Something you want to see covered or hear covered, I should say?
I'm thinking like horror flicks.
Yeah.
Have you guys? I might have missed your horror flicks one.
Well, you didn't miss any horror flicks one yet, but we did talk about Halloween for our Halloween special. But I don't even remember talking about that at all, to be honest.
It's sort of.
I have no idea what happened when we were filming that.
Give it a listen, because maybe you can tell us.
Yeah,
what
maybe you
happened.
can figure it out. We have no idea. So check it out.
And I don't mean just like slasher movies that go for gore. I like psychological horror movies that just scare you and don't really show you anything.
Oh yeah.
The Gift was pretty intense.
Oh, The Gift.
Scary.
I've been selling that one for a while here, so I've been trying to get James to go see that. But yeah, absolutely. Well, Sandy, thank you so much for letting us borrow a couple minutes of your day here. Any famous or favorite movie quotes you want to end on here?
Could you please stop shooting at the thermonuclear device?
and give us the movie.
Broken Arrow. With
Broken Arrow. Oh my God.
Wait, that was
That was Christian Slater and John Travolta.
Oh my God, yes.
And that was a John Woo film. I mentioned that on our last podcast.
It's sort of like running interference on a weapon delivery or something.
Oh yeah, it's like a nuke delivery or something crazy.
What made you think of that?
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one out of the blue.
That was a real good movie. I highly recommend that movie to everybody. It was just a good, clean, and some of the lines Travolta delivers are just so cold and flat. It really elevates the line.
Oh yeah, definitely not winning any awards, but a fun one to watch for sure.
Yeah, it's a fun one to watch.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Sandy. I'll talk to you again soon.
Sure. Love you, buddy.
Oh, I love you too.
All right. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, yes.
Oh, there we go. We got some family values on there.
Excellent.
That was awesome. But that's going to bring us to the end of this episode. We're going to do more of these, as you can tell. This is getting really fun. So have your phones ready, avid listeners, and we're gonna call you. We're gonna call you out.
Cold Calls Part 2.
Cold Calls number 2. Thank you again for listening. Send us suggestions, emails, anything you want. loudontheset@gmail.com. Check us out on YouTube and iTunes. Leave some likes, subscribe to the channel. It'll help us know what's going on here. And again, thank you all for listening, for answering the phone, taking our calls, letting us borrow some time. That was really fun. Go watch some more movies so we can talk about more things and have a great time.
See you later.
And cut.